soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect, and now they're stuck facing 4th down.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Call that punt a 52-yard effort. And the Chiefs will get set to go on offense. 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
That one finds Xavier Worthy. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure Coach, play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Throwing on 1st down, Mahomes. Completes this one to Gray. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to give him the ball.
They get 13 on the pickup. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City. They're set up at the 35 now. A counter give here to Pacheco. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Darius Slay with the stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Play action, Mahomes. Flushed out of the pocket. Now he takes it.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
First red zone opportunity now for the Chiefs. They've got 1st and 10 right along the 20. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Caught near the goal line. And that's a Kansas City touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Now Harrison Butker for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chiefs will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Reed now to kick this one away. Starting from the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And Brock, they are not in the spot they want to be, but still plenty of game left. You don't want to let the setting cause an early overreaction and panic.
Yeah, you just can't overtry. And every bit of you wants to, every fiber of your being in this building right now, You want to perform, but you just can't overdo it. Get back in the rhythm and play your game.
First and 10. Here's Hurts. Taking a deep shot here. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Second down. Hurts throwing again. Nearly intercepted. Ooh, he almost had it. Couldn't bring it in. Incomplete, and that brings up third down.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
On third down, it's Hurts. He's trying to go deep again. That's complete inside the 35. He does it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles reach pay dirt for the first time this game. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up. You can find pay dirt.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles tie this game 7-7.
It's outrageous. The quarterback calls, I don't like 12, it's still Tom Brady. Can show my stock, but still stay tall, you still get traded. Storms and all that, but you know she living major.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Nicole Hardman now on the return. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. The Kansas City offense set to take the field. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Mahomes on first and 10. Finds his man. It's Worthy. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
First down throw, Mahomes. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
That's the end of one here in Super Bowl 59. Both teams neck and neck so far. We'll return to New Orleans right after this. Welcome back. The team is set, so let's get back to it. Second quarter of Super Bowl 59 from New Orleans. They'll have an easy 3rd and 1. They kick the running back in motion. Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. Hopkins on the slant. Space on the right. He's got room. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs take a second quarter lead. DeAndre Hopkins the touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Butker to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chiefs break that tie and now lead by 7. Reed now to kick this one away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Eagles and receiver Devontae Smith returning to the field. They've got a chance to tie this up here as they trail 14-7. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. He's going to snag a couple of yards charging up the gut. That's George Karlaftis who got there for the stop. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A pickup of 2, and that run doesn't get it for them either. It's 4th and 2.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Looks like they will indeed try it, 4th and 2. They'll run for it with Barkley. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
1st down throwing for Hurts. And the 1st down pass set away by a defender, incomplete. Trying to find A.J. Brown. And it sets up 2nd down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
2nd and 10 now. Launches one deep downfield. Brought in inside the 20. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
They're going to go with Barkley on the counter. And he's able to get this down to the 13. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Barkley gets it on 3rd down. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
see the length of the football. It's 4th and inches. They go to Barkley again. Will not be denied. Touchdown. The Eagles can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles tie things up at 14. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. The Chiefs offense out to take over. And with each team coming off a touchdown and scoring well early on, we've got the makings of a barn burner here, Brock, if they can keep this up.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, as an offense, it doesn't mean you over-try, but you just know, hey, man, our defense having a hard time slowing them down, and we've got to step on that accelerator.
And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. So through a flurry of points, we have hit the 2-minute warning. And it's the Chiefs looking at 2nd and 1. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Hits his running back. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. Completes this one to Rice. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Chiefs in the hurry-up, trying to get everyone to the line. Hauled in by Worthy. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down. Back to the air, Mahomes. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered gate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Again, Mahomes to throw. That one complete to Hopkins. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Hits him on the out route. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. Timeout taken by the offense. Their second. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Mahomes. Has it in close. Touchdown, Kansas City. No hesitation. hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays and have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Butker to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chiefs break that tie and now lead by 7. Reed now to kick this one away. He fields it from the 8. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Eagles taking over now late in the first half. They don't have much time left, but facing a small deficit, they could try to get this into field goal range. They've got first down from the 31. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He puts some power on a deep one left. And he's there to send that one away incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. So second down coming up.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. From the pistol, Hurts. He's loaded another one up. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
To the air, third and long. He's trying another one deep. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. And he does damage before they finally take him down. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Dotson now in motion right. Hurts throwing again. And that's going to be incomplete. Still time for a couple of plays, though. 15 seconds left.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that's just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. On the play fake, it's Hurts. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. Left side. Almost a completion of the wrong team there. So they're left facing third and long.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Chiefs make the defensive stand and come through with a turnover in the final moments of the half. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep, or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway.
Drops to a knee, clock's gonna run unless that defense burns one of its 2 remaining timeouts. So we have reached halftime in Super Bowl 59 from New Orleans. Now we'll head over to Orlando, Florida. Check in with Jonathan Coachman for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. And what a season this has been, and it is nearing a conclusion. You guys enjoy the show out there. We'll get it back out to you, too, in just a moment. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Well, while we all enjoyed that halftime show, right, Brock? These guys were strategizing how to win that Lombardi. We're back underway in the Super Bowl. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Chiefs are out once again. Their offense led by Patrick Mahomes. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That's caught by Hollywood Brown. They'll touch him down a couple of yards away from that marker.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Call it a gain of 2, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And again, they stalled him out at the line. He couldn't get it.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Kansas City sends out its punt team. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. Absolutely crushed his 1st punt, and here's another huge one. Ooh, and he's out of bounds before he can break it upfield. The Eagles and A.J. Brown getting set for another look on offense here. They are coming off their 1st interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll motion him out of the backfield left. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. And he can't make the hook up on the deep ball. That's incomplete. Trying to find A.J. Brown. And now it's 2nd down. Hurts now from the gun. He's throwing deep to the left side. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. The ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. He's got it deep downfield. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive jump. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. A play fake, now Hurts to throw. He puts some power on a deep one left. Taking a deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He's looking deep once again. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game.
He's got it at the 6. Touchdown, Philadelphia. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
Elliott on now to attempt a point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles tie this game at 21. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Chiefs are headed out, and we'll see Isaiah Pacheco. And his performance has ailed against what has been a very stout defensive front. This hasn't been a contest to stack up there among his better showings, partner. They've made it real difficult to find any holes to hit, and there's been absolutely no space for him to work with.
We've got ourselves a heck of a tie ball game, but maybe not for long after that return. We've got one side clearly responding well to this pressure. Question is, some of those kicking team guys now running to play defense, how do they respond after giving up that big return late?
Left side, it's caught by Rice. And he's in for the Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs need only one to take the lead. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. Extra point by Butker is up and good. And the Chiefs break that tie and now lead by 7. Reed now to kick this one away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this third quarter. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. He's got it on the bootleg. He's going to push one deep down the right. And we all saw it. Flag came out just before that one fell incomplete. They may still get some big yards out of this one. He got too aggressive to try and stop that play, and they tag him for pass interference. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Throwing off the play fake here. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And he's there to send that one away incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Well, that was all about the eyes. You've got to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender and make sure you know where that throw is going. And when it does, you got to react and knock it away. That is well done.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
That was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
3rd and long for him here. He has the first over the middle. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles can tie it up after hitting pay dirt in the 3rd. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Elliott on now to attempt a point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles tie us up 28-all. set for the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. This return makes it up to the 25. The Kansas City offense back out there and set to go. Well, Brock, it only took them one play to reach the end zone last drive. They might have to work a little bit harder this time out. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Mahomes on 1st and 10. Completes this one to Gray. And that's good for a gain of 5. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
A 2nd down run by Pacheco. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle. They made it to single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. 6 yards on the play and enough for a 1st.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Throwing on 1st down, Mahomes. Into traffic, complete. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win. There aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Pacheco gets it from the gun. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. James Bradbury up from the secondary for that tackle. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. Right back to Pacheco. And defenders continue to swarm over to get him at the line. Ground game stopped again. That leaves them with a 4th and short.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
The Chiefs bringing out their punt team. Matt Ariza, the one to send it away. He's been hitting it well so far. This is another big one. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. On 1st down, Hurts. Ooh, almost a throw to Costin. Defender had it in his hands. He dropped it. It's incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Running back sent in motion. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Oh, it put some heat on this deep ball. Left side. Devontae Smith, the intended target. And that brings up 4th and long.
Well, if you can't get your hands on the ball and take it away, next best thing, knock it down. That's the job of every defender out there. And he made sure that one wasn't completed.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he hauls it in right near the 40-yard line. So no return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. From the gun, Piron. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
That pass is complete to Kelsey. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And man is there to knock that away.
You know, that is so hard to do. It's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
Completes this one to Rice. And he gets him around 6 there. Brought down on the effort by Quinion Mitchell. Third and 4 coming up now. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. As that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Another throw for Mahomes. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And he missed it. It's no good. And instead of 3 points, quarter 3 remains tied. So we're winding down to the end of the 2024 season. That's the end of 3 in Super Bowl 59. It's been a thrilling game, an absolute barn burner that is shockingly still tied as we get set for the 4th. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Shotgun snap for Hurts. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Nick Bolton has it. And the Chiefs take over just shy of the 40.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful. Right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away. That makes it 2nd down.
I think we're seeing why this defense likes him in coverage. He reacts so well to throws and is even more adept in breaking up those passes.
Running out of the gun with Pacheco. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud quarterback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Dump off caught by his back. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Punting unit out now. And he's been getting all of it every time out. This is away, and once again, he's caught all of it. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the pistol, Hurts. He's throwing deep to the left side. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Hurts setting up to throw. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. That was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
1st and 10 from the 41. Back to throw, Hurts. Finds him over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Hurts throwing again. Working the sideline, that's Goddard. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
He'll throw it. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. The Chiefs offense set to take over again. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
They'll give this up the middle to Pacheco. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I don't know, kid. I didn't think he had it. That back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the first down. Pops up right away and signals first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Throw reeled in by Hopkins. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. Running left with Pacheco. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Looking to throw Mahomes. And this throw is knocked away, incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
Couldn't connect on 1st, it's 2nd down. To the air, Mahomes. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. In the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Chiefs with a little more work to do to win it here. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. One's out and cut on the right side. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
You've got to be cognizant of where the line to gain is. You can't run that route short, and you certainly can't throw it. That route's just not deep enough. Needed to extend it closer to the chains for a first down.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And they were giving him no chance to return this one. It soars over the sideline deep in enemy territory. Looks like right around the 8. The Eagles about set to go on offense. And even with some time left, Brock, a long ways to go to get into range for a game winner. They're going to need to move it in a hurry. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
He'll look to throw it. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with him in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
Looking to throw it. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Philadelphia going to spend its second timeout. Still one more in their pocket to use. To the line for a new set of downs, only a lone timeout at their disposal. Here he is to throw. Escapes the sack. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Back to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
15 yards and a first. Now the offense going to take its third and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Time not on their side here as they get set for first down. No timeouts remaining either. Still sticking with the passing game. They'll get this one to Brown. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Time not on their side here as they get set for first down. No timeouts remaining either. On the play fake, it's Hurts. Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Man, this has been such a great game. Nobody is ready for it to end just yet. After 4 quarters, we're headed to overtime. And postseason overtime differs from what we saw in the regular season. A touchdown on the opening drive doesn't end things anymore. Both teams guaranteed a possession. And if we're still tied after each team has had the football once, we then go to sudden death, and the first score takes it. Now, it's only happened twice before, Brock. The sport's biggest game going on for a little longer. Overtime is underway in the Super Bowl. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. First throw of overtime now. It's complete to Hopkins. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. This one finds Kelsey. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
First down throw, Mahomes. Kelsey.
Got a bone